There's a guy in Ohio right now with 9 replacement windows fogged up like a bathroom mirror, and he paid for a lifetime warranty. Yes, you heard that right. 9 windows in the same house with a warranty that was supposed to mean something. Here's why that happens, and it's not bad luck. The window industry runs on one basic trick: sell you a number today, a warranty length, a price per window, a lifetime guarantee, and worry about honoring it never. Because by the time a seal fails, which takes 2 to 5 years on average, you've forgotten who installed it, the salesman's moved to a different company, and the warranty paperwork has more exclusions than actual coverage. That's not a coincidence, that's the business model. And it's a bigger business than you'd think to prop up with paperwork tricks. Heat gain and heat loss through windows account for 25 to 30% of a home's total heating and cooling energy use, according to the Department of Energy. That means the windows in your walls aren't a cosmetic upgrade. They're one of the biggest energy decisions you'll ever make about your house. And most people spend more time picking a couch than picking the thing that's directly responsible for a quarter of their utility bill. So when a brand cuts a corner on the seal or skips a moisture-absorbing material to save $2 a unit, that corner doesn't just cost you a foggy pane, it costs you every winter after that quietly on a bill you never think to blame the window for. So let's get into who's doing it to you and then who's actually earned the money. Number 1, gelled when, and this one's almost impressive in its consistency. Customers report weather stripping that cracks and separates within the first few years, therefore moisture starts working its way into the gas-filled space between the panes. And once that happens, the window is functionally broken, even though it still looks fine from across the room. But here's the part that gets people. It's not just the seals. Owners have described watching the aluminum cladding turn chalky and milky, watching the frame color shift unevenly, leaving what one homeowner called dirty patches across an entire window. One customer's crank window straight up fell apart. The plastic exterior peeled away from wood underneath that had already started rotting. That's not a 20-year problem, that's a few years in problem, and it's widespread enough that attorneys built a class action investigation entirely around the pattern. Number 2, champion windows. Same seal failure story, but with an extra layer of nastiness baked in. Homeowners report Champion denying warranty claims by blaming the customer. Improper cleaning, homeowner modification, language buried deep enough in the fine print that most people never see it until they're trying to use it. So the seal fails, therefore condensation shows up between the panes within 2 to 5 years, therefore the homeowner files a claim, but the claim gets denied on a technicality the company wrote for exactly this moment. There's an active class action running through Ohio right now, built on more than a decade of complaint history, because courts don't just take a company's word that a defect was a one-off. They want a paper trail. Champion built them one. There's also a second layer to this one that doesn't get talked about enough: frame warping. Reports describe frames that weren't perfectly plumb and level at installation, or manufactured with tolerances too loose to begin with, and those frames warp under ordinary temperature cycling. Therefore, gaps open up around the frame, therefore air gets in where it shouldn't, and that same gap is often what finishes off a seal that was already under stress. So you're not looking at one defect, you're looking at an installation problem and a manufacturing problem that feed each other, and the Better Business Bureau has logged hundreds of complaints across the country that follow this exact same shape. Number 3, and this one's less about the glass and more about the sales pitch: window world. The windows themselves get mixed reviews, some fine, some not. The real problem is what happens before you even get a window installed. Customers describe being pressured to pay in full up front for a discount, and then watching the company vanish on follow-through. Installation left half-finished, doors that won't lock, sliders damaged during the install itself. One franchise model complaint even alleges the sales structure itself skirts franchise law. So you're not just risking a bad window, you're risking a bad window installed badly by a company that already has your money and no reason left to show up. Number 4, Ply Gem. This is the one that actually made me angry doing the research, because a class action lawsuit alleges the defect wasn't sloppiness, it was a decision. Insulated windows are supposed to ship with a desiccant, a material that soaks up residual moisture trapped during manufacturing. The lawsuit claims Ply Gem skipped it entirely to cut costs, and paired that with weep systems that can't properly drain water that gets in. Therefore, water intrudes, but there's nothing inside the window built to handle it, therefore the frame deteriorates from the inside out, meaning by the time you can see the problem from your living room, the damage has usually been happening for a while already. Number 5. Pella, but let's be precise about which Pella, because blanket trashing a whole company isn't fair, and it's not what the evidence actually says. Multiple class actions target specifically the Architect and Designer Series wood-clad windows, where aluminum cladding wraps around exposed wood to shed water away from the frame. Sounds smart, except when that cladding fails to do its job, the wood underneath rots invisibly, hidden behind the very metal that was supposed to protect it. One homeowner put it about as bluntly as you can. They were told the company stood behind its products like no other, and then denied coverage because not enough other people had complained yet about the exact same series. By the time the rot's visible, the warranty's usually already expired. That's the design flaw doing its job in reverse, protecting the company from the timeline, not the house from the water. Now for the 3 brands that are actually worth what they cost. Andersen. Simple reason, Fibrex. It's a composite made from reclaimed wood fiber and thermoplastic polymer, and it's roughly twice as strong as vinyl, which means it doesn't warp under temperature swings the way cheaper frames do, and it doesn't need repainting every few years like a wood window does. Andersen backs its windows with an owner-to-owner limited warranty, 20 years on the glass, 10 years on everything else, and that warranty is transferable to whoever buys your house next, which is the detail nobody talks about but everyone should. A company willing to let a warranty follow the house, not just the original buyer, is a company that isn't planning around the assumption you'll move before anything breaks. There's also a resale angle most homeowners never think about until they're selling. Andersen is a name buyers actually recognize when they walk through an open house, and that recognition translates into perceived value at the closing table in a way an off-brand vinyl window never will. So the value isn't only does the window last, it's does the window still mean something to the next person, and with Andersen therefore, the answer tends to be yes. Marvin. This one's the expensive choice, and it's expensive on purpose. 4th generation, privately held, founded in 1912 in Warroad, Minnesota, and it shows in the fiberglass. Their Ultrex line is engineered to hold up under genuinely brutal weather, and their high-performance glass packages hit U factors as low as 0.25, which is a real number, not a marketing number. Homeowners pay more for Marvin, therefore they get materials that don't cut the corners the 5 brands above cut, but the trade-off is real too. This isn't the pick for someone stretching a budget across 20 windows in one project. What you're actually paying for with Marvin is customization depth most brands can't touch. Custom colors, divided light patterns, specialty shapes, wood interiors on homes where the architecture demands it. It's the brand contractors reach for on historic renovations specifically because a vinyl replacement would look wrong the moment you step back and looked at the house as a whole. That's not a knock on vinyl, it's just a different job, and Marvin was built for the job where the window has to disappear into a 100-year-old facade instead of standing out against it. Milgard. The one that proves worth it doesn't have to mean expensive. Milgard backs its vinyl and fiberglass lines with what's genuinely one of the strongest warranties in the industry, and it's built its reputation the unglamorous way. 6 factories, deep regional presence across the western US, and a track record that holds up specifically because the company didn't overpromise on materials it couldn't deliver. It's not chasing the luxury tier, it's just not lying to you about what a mid-range vinyl window can do, which, after everything you just heard, is apparently rarer than it should be. And that regional focus is doing more work than it sounds like. Milgard operates 6 factories across the western states, which means shorter supply chains, more accountability to the dealers who install its windows over and over in the same markets, and a company that can't quietly disappear the way a national franchise operation can when complaints start piling up in one city. Therefore, when something does go wrong, there's a local factory and a local dealer network with a direct reason to fix it, not a call center reading from a script written by someone who's never seen your house. So here's the actual thread connecting all of this. Every brand on the first list sold you a warranty number, and therefore relied on you never testing it. Every brand on the second list built a warranty they can actually survive testing, because the materials were engineered to last past the point where most companies are betting you've already forgotten their name. That's the whole difference. Not marketing, not the pitch at your front door, just whether the company is still standing and still answering the phone when your seal is the one that finally goes. One more thing worth carrying with you before you sign anything. A warranty is only as good as the company's incentive to honor it. And that incentive changes depending on who profits from you never filing a claim. A door-to-door sales operation that's already been paid in full has no financial reason to keep answering your calls in year 4. A manufacturer whose entire reputation is built on decades of repeat business from the same regional dealers has every reason to make that claim right, because the story of them denying it travels a lot further than the story of them fixing it. So when you're comparing quotes, don't just ask how long the warranty runs. Ask who's still going to be in business to read it, and ask what happens to that promise if the company that sold it to you isn't. Those 2 questions will tell you more about a window brand than any number printed on the sales brochure.